Oh, hello. I was just doing some plumbing work. And it got me thinking, we should talk about what is and isn't important when moving off-grid. You may be asking yourself, who the hell is this guy? Does he actually know anything about living off-grid? Son of a... Yup. Most people who want to live off-grid fit into one of two categories.
I want you to build me a tower, and I'm thinking marble.
And?
For the poor.
Or at least fall somewhere on that spectrum. Let's face it, it does cost money to do this kind of a project, but probably not as much as you think. How much, you ask? Well, when we decided to make this move, our bank account had $300 in it.
$300?
Yes, $300. And after 6 years of living off-grid, not having to worry about utilities and the expenses of living back in the city where we came from, our last tally was $32,454. Not quite as much as you thought it was going to be. Now you might also be thinking, but if money isn't a reason why I can't do this, I must be able to come up with something that I can use as a stop or a barrier to accomplishing my goals. Let me tell you, the next possible one is knowledge. If I've seen it once, I've seen it 1,000 times. An unsuspecting person will post in our group, I am a such and such who's got this situation, and I want to know what's the most important thing that I need to be able to do to move off grid. And the responses are always the same. A few of my favorites are 100K. What you need to do is take a course in permaculture and then have your garden set up before you move out there. You should practice a bunch of different ways to make fire. Don't get me wrong, 100K would make this a lot easier, but anybody can throw buckets of money at a problem and make it vanish. And as for studying permaculture, if you want to study permaculture, study it. Do it before, do it while. I guarantee you're going to learn more about gardening by gardening than sitting at your computer not gardening. And as for a bunch of ways to make fire, let's just see what's happening over here. What's going on?
I'm cooked, Daddy. I'm trying to start a fire.
Oh, honey. Let me show you a little trick. I got her. It's actually that easy. People think of primitive technology as things that our grandparents used to use, stuff that we don't really see around anymore. But did you know that the friction match was invented in 1826 in the United States? You know what was invented 3 years before that in Germany by an inventor named Johann Wolfgang Dobermeier? You guessed it, the lighter. You take a few of these with you on your off-grid trip, you're all set. By this point, you might be thinking, well, Jason, if everything that everyone tells me is the reason why I can't do this isn't actually a real reason why I can't do this, then what are the real reasons why I can't do this? Now you see, that's a good question. Because it has a lot more to do with the kind of person that you are. Ask yourself, when you're presented with a mountain of an obstacle, are you the type of person that looks at it, becomes sad, turns around, and cuts for camp? Well, if you are, it's okay. You can be that kind of person, but you're going to have a really hard time living out here. Now, on the other hand, if you're the kind of person who is presented with that mountain, and they go to the junkyard and find themselves an old backhoe, put it back together, get it running, and move that mountain, you may just be the kind of person who could be successful at this. Are you stubborn? Do you not like to take no for an answer? When somebody tells you you can't, do you tell them, I appreciate your opinion and thank you for your input, but I don't believe you? And you go prove it to yourself. That's the kind of spirit that it takes, the kind of personality of the person who is successful out here. It's not necessarily the best personality, but it is one that's well suited to living off-grid. There's an old adage about marriage, and it goes hand in hand with commitment. And I heard it for the first time by Jeff Bridges on an interview. He'd been married for, 35, maybe 40 years in Hollywood, which is almost unheard of. They asked him, what's the secret to a long marriage? He looked at him dead in the eye, deadpan voice, and said, don't get divorced. That's the kind of attitude you need to have to be successful out here. You're gonna have things that pop up, stuff that breaks, something that you just built is gonna fall over. You're gonna spend so much time fixing things that you won't even know what to do with your free time because there won't be a wrench in your hand. That's the truth of the matter. It's part of the lifestyle. I like it. Gives me a problem to solve almost every day. But let me tell you, it gets kind of hard to focus on those problems when it's the same one over and over and over again. You have to be pig-headed, and you have to be committed to accomplishing the goal. So much so that nothing could stop you. Then you'll find out what you're made of. Now, you may have been expecting this video to be about some new way to irrigate your garden, or the best way to build a composting toilet. No. In fact, I made this video because I want you to be successful at this. Yeah, there's stuff that you need to learn. How to hook up a solar unit, how to garden, what to do with your poop. Those are things that you're gonna solve, okay? You get out to your property, you see what's in front of you. You're a human being. You have opposable thumbs. One of your defining characteristics is your ability to adapt to your environment and also to overcome it. I have every confidence that if you're on our little group here and you're really seriously looking to make this change, you can. And don't let anybody tell you that you can't. What should you practice? Practice being tough. Practice not giving up. Practice doing the things that you have done for you on a daily basis, Figure out what you're going to do with your trash. These are the important things that nobody ever talks about. And yeah, like I said earlier, if you got a bunch of money, throw it at the problem. You'll get there a lot faster than me, probably. You'll probably get there before me. Because I know every year we take another step. It just doesn't cost me very much money. So, anyhow, I hope you liked the video. I'm going to be making some more that are specifically on solar or on gardening or on, house building techniques, welding, all kinds of different stuff. I'm a certified welder, so I'm going to do some stuff on that as well. But I wanted to make this video first because, like I said, I want you to be successful. And it's more about a mindset, and it's more about commitment than it is what you have and what you can bring out here. So I hope you guys have a great night. And remember, there is nothing more permanent than a temporary fix. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.